Module 3, Improving Transition with Internal and External Changes. The military transition comes with a lot of external changes. You'll be taking off the uniform, likely moving off the base, leaving friends and moving on from an institution you've invested in for years and that's invested in you. With these external changes come some internal responses that need some attention. The research says that service members become conditioned to find a way to press on for military success, regardless of how they feel. In this transition season, you'll have to learn new things and unlearn some things to maximize your transition pathway in the civilian community. In this module, I want to share with you what the research says, the negatives to transition, positives to change, and insights to help improve the growth of military chaplains from your peers who've gone through the process of separation or retirement. What were some negatives of transition that you can learn from? If there's no roadmap to help the transitioning chaplain navigate the process, a program, a guide that has the unique chaplain needs as its priority. My prayer is that this reflective guide will help provide some help in that area. There's no help for chaplains in finding comparable ministry positions. The Family Support Center staff are unfamiliar with what search committees or organizations hiring ministry professionals are looking for. For some chaplains, being interviewed, it's been 32 years since they've needed to apply for a civilian ministry position. Don't underestimate the impact of transition on you and your family. Permanent change of station is one thing, retirement and separation are another. PCS orders provide funding, a targeted location, and a built-in support system. You have a sponsor, moving to base housing, you got access to military resources. Constantly assess yourself and your family through this new and unpredictable transition process to see how you're doing. There's also a significant financial impact, not just in the reduction of base pay, but in some unique pay options go away. Hazardous duty pay, C pay, special duty pay, tax-free status depending on deployment location, and a loss of basic allowance for housing and sustenance, which are considerable. Medical and dental care was once a free entitlement. Still, they require you to pay monthly free premiums and co-pays, not just go to the hospital and show a military identification card. Still, a referral will be needed for emergency or specialized care, depending on your primary care provider. What are some positives to consider when making a transition? The American Vets Organization, AMVETS, Fleet and Family Services, the Transition Assistance Program, and the Personnel Support Activity Detachment, depending on the command, were valuable assets during their transition. Getting support from your commanding officer during this process can help you manage the stress by balancing work and transition preparation. Having the time and flexibility in your schedule help chaplains feel better prepared for the change. Finding a ministry position before you separated helped reduce some anxiousness. Deciding to stay at a stateside assignment versus retiring overseas was recommended. A short conversation with the chaplain detailer could resolve potential barriers for the service member and their family. Lastly, consider ways of using the GI Bill to maximize this resource. Reflect on how God would have you to be a good steward of that benefit, even though you're already well educated. Be aware that your preparedness, perception, and the reality of civilian ministry transition can differ. Navy assistance is insufficient. You'll need support beyond for that transition to work. The data recommends that you take 12 to 18 months to transition yourself and your family. It would help if you had programming to help with the identity shift from military chaplain to civilian minister. This can come through intentional mentorship or your religious endorsers resources. Chaplains underestimated how difficult it was to transition that military mindset and socially connect with civilian social norms. Post-separation chaplains recognized that emotional preparedness was necessary even after the practical elements of transition were addressed. It was suggested that a counselor should be sought after as a support system to mitigate the transitional unpredictability. What questions can you reflect on that will make you feel more prepared for the transition you're facing? How do I apply the Shaw Reflective Transitional Model to my situation? How has the military changed my religious identity, and how do I integrate what I've learned in my next ministry position? What kind of chaplain do I need to mentor me through this transition process? What do my self-care and family care look like during this time? How do I maximize my reflection and contemplation in every aspect of civilian ministry transition? What does a successful transition look like for me? There's so much to learn during this transition process. Keep seeking God, asking questions, and walking by faith. May God bless and keep you on this exciting journey.